One frequent question people ask me about is investment. They ask me how to invest, they ask me where to invest, and they ask me generally about investment. In this video, we are going to be trashing it out. Welcome to Smart Money Moments with Oditi. So I don't plan to use any big grammar. Investment simply means making your money work for you. The way we've been programmed is that we need to work for money, work hard for money. Your money can work for you. And the most another thing I would like you to know that investment is not a get rich quick thing or Ponzi scheme, MMM or anything. You have to be patient. You can't just put your money somewhere and be expecting to get returns immediately. Investment takes months sometimes. It takes a month, sometimes it takes 3 months, sometimes it takes 6 months. But before we go into the places you will be investing in, there are three things you need to know. The first thing you should consider before going into any investment is to understand your why. Why are you investing? Is it towards retirement plan? Everybody wants to live the big boy life. Or is it towards your school fees? Is it towards rent? Because as time goes on, that is what will keep you going. Then the second one is, what is your risk tolerance? Can you only give out your money for a month? Can you only leave your money for 2 months? Can you leave your money just for 3 months? Can you leave your money up to 2 years? There are so many investments that falls between all this range. That's the second one. Then the third one, according to your financial responsibility, how much can you give out into investment is very, very important. Because if you're a family man, there's some kind of investment you cannot go into. Now, you cannot say you want to go into the federal government bonds because that takes like 2 or 3 years before you can get your full capital back. I'm going to be talking about those ones that favors people in this kind of niche. Now, the first one I would like to talk about is the stock market. You can trade both the Nigerian and foreign stock market. Now, don't be disturbed about what the English is all about. It simply means you are owning a piece of the company. Now, some months back, I think some banks were harassing us to come and buy. I don't want to be mentioning their names here. Pardon me. They have been harassing us with emails, with DMs, Instagram, Facebook. We see them everywhere. They were harassing us to come and buy a piece of their company. So that is what stock is just all about. You own a piece of the company. And one thing about stock is that it can be volatile. But if you understand the rudiment of how to trade in stock, that is why you need to be informed on the technical know-how on how to trade both the Nigerian and foreign stocks. Now, there are so many apps where you can trade, but apart from knowing the app, there are some things that you need to put into consideration, like the economy. When you are buying stocks and you're buying stocks of a company that is not affecting the economy directly, I don't know how that is going to help you. All right, so in stock market, there are two ways you can make money via value appreciation and dividend. Let me start with the first one, value appreciation. Let me use a very sweet example. Dangote started this year with a value of about 336 naira. 2024. As at June, that's mid-year, the value of Dangote shares was about 600 and something. So it simply means it increased by 300 naira. So if you have let's say 1,000 shares of Dangote in January and you have about 33,000, yeah, if you have about 33,000, that means by June you are having three times of the money. Twice the money you have there. So that is what value appreciation really is all about. Then dividend. For dividend, so many companies, they pay you dividend for owning stocks, for owning shares in their company. A very good example is UBA, Zenith Bank, Wando. They pay you some amount. They call it profit sharing. Dividend is the general term for dividend, is just profit sharing. So some companies do it quarterly, some people do it annually, some people do it twice in a year, biannually. Some people do it quarterly. So those are the two ways you can make money using stocks. Now, one good thing about it is that we at Girl of End have personally trained about 1,000 students on the basis of the stock market. Now, about 100 students moved into our master class, and I can tell you that all our students are doing well in this kind of investment. In the description of the video, you're going to see a link where you can click to join the next batch of the class, which is going to be in this month of January. And I know that it's something that you are really going to enjoy. You're going to meet other people, you're going to interact, and at intervals, I'll be dropping shares that you should buy based on the economy. Now, the second one I'm going to be talking about is real estate. When we talk about real estate, a lot of people usually think it requires very big money to actually have a piece of land or have a property. Real estate is a land that has any structure, with or without structure on it. That is just all. It's all about buying and selling of landed property, structures, building, and anything you have it. Now, one thing about real estate is that you don't have to start big. Now, the land has different sizes. We had 150 square meter, we have 300 square meter, we have 450 square meter. You can decide to start with 150 square meter. And the good thing about it is that so many real estate companies are helping us in such a way that people can pay in 6 months, they can pay in 3 months, with as low as 150,000, 100,000, 200,000. You can start with 150 square meter. Then after 3 years, you can decide to sell your 150 square meter. But this is where some people get it wrong. When they sell it, they'll probably go and use it for something else. Instead of that, let me use a very good example. Probably you bought the land for 150,000 naira. After 3 years, the land is worth 450,000 naira. Now, you can decide to go and buy a 300 square meter land that is worth that amount. And that is how you build your real estate portfolio. Another way you can make money in real estate is by co-ownership. Now, you can decide, there are so many real estate companies that are doing it. You will own a property with other people. So they build the property, so they lease out the property for rentals, school hostel, and co. So at the end of the year, the profit that is made from the rental income of that property is shared among all of you. So that is another sweet investment you can consider to look into. And I would also like to state that real estate is not liquid. What I mean by it's not liquid, it's not something that you want to do and quickly get your money. You need to be patient. Like I was mentioning 1 year, 2 years. So if you need your money immediately, real estate is not the investment to put your money into. Another kind of investment I'm going to be talking about is mutual funds. Some people call it money market. Yes, it's still very correct. Now, for mutual funds, I personally love it because it is very liquid. What I mean by very liquid, let me hold on with that. Now, for mutual funds, you put your money in the money market, and the money managers in return uses this money for investments like real estate, investments like treasury bill, federal government bond. But like I mentioned, I love this investment so much that all you just need to do is to put your money there and expect your returns. It's just like your normal savings account in the bank, but the only difference is that it has a higher percentage. The percentage of the money of the mutual funds or money market, it ranges from different companies. It ranges from like 12% to about 19% per annum rate, and that is a very good one. Now, for someone that wants interest every month, all you need to do is put your money at the end of the month. Your money will have increased. You can decide to continue, like compound interest. Imagine you started with, okay, I don't want to use big money, I want us to, so that everybody will be involved in what I'm saying. I started with 10,000 naira. At the end of the month, I probably get like 11,000 naira, or I got like 10,500 naira. So I decided that I don't want to remove my money. I can decide to roll it over, continue. I love the compound interest part of it, but for some people that are low risk tolerance, like I mentioned earlier, they can decide that I want to be removing the interest, then I want to continue with my capital. So that is the way money markets work. You can just leave your money, go and sleep, and your money is working for you. Another investment I would like to talk about is the treasury bill. Treasury bill is always issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. Let me bring it down. It's nothing serious. It simply means you are borrowing the government money to go about infrastructure and everything they want to do. Then at the end of it, you get your own cut out of it. Now, I love treasury bill so much because for treasury bill, you get your interest upfront. Now, once you go to the bank and you decide you fill the form of treasury bill, some people do it on the bank, some people do it on their mobile app. But the one of the bank, immediately you register in the bank, you get your interest rate first. You get your interest rate first. Then it ranges from you can leave your money for 90 days, you can leave your money for 184 days, and you can leave your money for 369 days. And all those time frame have their own different interest. And you know that there's no how you are going to give federal government your money and they will not return it back to you. It's like one of the most safest form of investment, the treasury bill, and it's something that our parents in old times have been doing, but we thought that it's something that is very big and very big to do. Now, for treasury bill, we have the primary market and we have the secondary market. The primary market is something that is auctioned every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, you go to the different banks, different companies, they auction, and the person that gets the best interest rate or gets the best price gets the auction by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And if you are lucky to be among those that get picked, you'll be able to invest your money and you get your interest instantly. So what is not to like about treasury bill, my people? And the sweet part about the interest rate is that as at the beginning of 2024, the interest rate was just 5%, but as I'm talking to you presently, it's 20% above per annum rate. That is very sweet, isn't it? So that is another investment you should consider this 2025. Okay, for the secondary treasury bill, this is done mostly on mobile apps by some by some fintechs, investment banking platforms. They will go to the primary source to buy this treasury bill and sell to you. The interest rate might not be as high as the primary treasury bill, but it is still something that is going to be very substantial. And for them, for the secondary treasury bill, you might not get the interest rate upfront like the primary, but for the secondary, you will get it probably monthly. There are some apps that pay you monthly. There are some apps that will pay you everything at the end of the duration of the plan you chose. Like I mentioned earlier, either 90 days, 180 days, or 300 and something days. Federal government bonds is another type of investment, and it's a debt security and liability from the federal government, and it is managed by the Debt Management Office of the federal government of Nigeria. It simply means also you are borrowing them money to pay off their debt. But the good this is a long time service investment plan. That is something I need to let you know. The list is 2 years, then we have 3 years. Now, the tenure for the treasury bill is either 2 years or 3 years. The amazing thing about it is that for every quarter, that is every 3 months, you are going to be paid interest on the money you loaned them. But the capital, the main capital you invested, will be given back to you after the tenure you pick, either 2 years or 3 years. So this is a long-term investment plan. So if you're a married person or somebody that needs money sharply, this is not the best investment plan for you to do. But you can just try to put some money in there. Now, I'm going to be rounding up this. It's very important that you diversify your portfolio. Yes, it's very, very important that you diversify your portfolio. You can go through each of these. You can put something in each of these type of investment based on your need, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Just look at what works for you out of those three things that I said, that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And it's also important to note that don't invest in what you do not understand. Now, there are so many companies that are financial companies that are outside there, and they have different financial platforms, investment platforms, and they will just want to sell their own to you, but it might not work for you. Like I mentioned in the first 3 points I mentioned, um, know what works for you before investing. And I'm going to also end with this. You can invest with as low as 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. You don't need big money to invest. All these platforms that I've mentioned to you, all these platforms that I've mentioned are places you can invest. For as low as 5,000 naira, you can invest in money market. For as low as 5,000 naira, you can buy shares in or in all these your favorite companies, MTN. You are just buying airtime every time. You don't own a share with them. Like that, like that, like that. 5,000 here, 50,000 there, 100,000 here, and before you know it, you spread your investment portfolio. Now you know that at this moment I've really tried for you, Shebi. All right. Now this is what I want you to do. If you're watching this video from the beginning, I want you to go down now, 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 now. You like this video, you will share this video, and the most important thing, subscribe to this video. Thank you for watching.